When we think about the greatest inventors of all time, names like Henry Ford, the Wright brothers, and Thomas Edison often come to mind. But there's one name that doesn't get the same recognition, yet has arguably had an even greater impact on our lives: Nikola Tesla. Every time you plug in your phone, switch on a light, or open the refrigerator, you're benefiting from Tesla's legacy. This is the story of a forgotten genius, and it begins at the end. On January 7th, 1943, a maid at the New Yorker hotel discovered the lifeless body of an 86-year-old man in room 3327. That man was Nikola Tesla, who had called the hotel home for the past 10 years. He died alone and penniless, living on a diet of warm milk and crackers and obsessing over feeding pigeons outside. One of the most brilliant minds in history faded into obscurity, but the reasons why this happened would only become clear with time. Tesla was born on July 10th, 1856, in the town of Smiljan, in what is now Croatia, during a fierce lightning storm. According to family legend, the midwife declared that the storm was a bad omen, that this child would be a child of darkness. His mother disagreed. "No," she said, "he will be a child of light." Little did she know how prophetic those words would be. As a young boy, Tesla was haunted by the tragic death of his older brother, who fell from a horse. That trauma followed him throughout his life. He began experiencing vivid visions and flashes of light, blurring the line between reality and imagination. This unique ability allowed him to mentally conceive and perfect his inventions without ever putting them on paper. In a 1919 article, Tesla explained, "Invariably, my device works as I conceived that it should, and the experiment comes out exactly as I planned it." In 20 years, there has not been a single exception. Tesla inherited much of his brilliance from his mother, Duca Mandic, who created small household appliances in her spare time and had an eidetic memory. Tesla shared this gift. His father, a priest, wanted him to join the clergy, but Tesla dreamed of being an engineer. After nearly dying from cholera as a teenager, his father promised to send him to engineering school if he recovered, and he did. Tesla studied at the Technical College in Graz, Austria, where he worked from 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. His professors were so concerned about his intense work ethic that they feared for his health. Tesla could perform complex calculus in his head and spoke 8 languages. Though a promising student, he ultimately dropped out, having become addicted to gambling. He distanced himself from his family, and for a time, friends believed he had drowned. He moved across Europe and eventually landed in Budapest, where he worked for a telephone company. One day while walking through a park, he had a flash of insight that led him to develop a new system for generating electricity: alternating current, AC. This idea would go on to revolutionize the world. In 1882, Tesla began working in Paris for the French branch of Thomas Edison's electric company, starting with basic lighting installation before quickly rising through the ranks. By 1884, he had accepted an offer to move to New York and work for Edison himself. Tesla arrived in America with only 4 cents in his pocket, having been robbed on the journey. At first, Tesla admired Edison, and Edison recognized Tesla's talent, once saying, "I have had many hardworking assistants, but you take the cake." However, their relationship soured over time, especially as the two clashed over how electricity should be delivered. Edison championed direct current, DC, where electric charge flows in one direction. Tesla advocated for